Hi everybody, welcome to Mike and James Classic Games. I, of course, as you know, am Mike. I wanted to thank you for continuing to follow along with the series. It's been a lot of fun to make. I would like to ask a favor of you. Please subscribe. We are so close to 300 subscribers, and I would love it if you guys would subscribe and share this around with other Atari homebrew people that you know. Wanted to bring you some new stuff. We are a couple of versions up since the last video. Today we just got VCS Game Maker version 0.37.0. Because there's not been an executable made for this yet, I'm doing this in the browser, which is totally fine. But there's been a lot of new, cool, exciting stuff coming. This file, which is our working game file, I also wanted to let you know after tonight, once I get this video all done, I'm going to be putting this version of this file, which we'll call it Video 4, working file, and the version number for VCS Game Maker up on my Patreon. For those of you who are on my Patreon, you can get this file and you can work on it from there. But yes, I wanted to share this with you and kind of show you some of the new stuff that's coming and some of the new stuff that Geraldo has brought us. I have changed a couple of things, so I want to go back through things a little bit here and show you a couple of things that I've changed. I have added up in the title screen update, which is when it's reading for a trigger fire to start the game and start gameplay. I have set player lives to 4, which we had before, but I've made a new variable called player 1 fire rate. Now we have player 1 fire elsewhere, and that determines, of course, as you remember, a random number between 1 and 255 to determine if he is going to fire. So what I've done is I've changed this to a player 1 fire rate instead of just the number 3 or 6 or 5 down here. I changed that to player 1 fire rate and made it a variable, and I'll show you why. We're going to do some kind of cool. But I also want to show you a couple of the neat things going on. We can now set colors individually of our players. And we can also do colors of our background and a few other things as well. Our playfield, we can switch the color, but we're going to start playing around with just this. Now, the other thing that's kind of cool that's come up is, I want to show you in input, we have, actually I think it, where does it say? We have switches. Now, there are of course 4 main switches on the Atari console that are the main ones. There is reset, select game, black and white, and then of course the that's treated as 2, black and white and color. On off is automatic anyway, but there's also, you'll see over here, F4 and F9 on this are the expert and novice mode for player difficulty. We're going to use that today. So a couple of things we want to do. We are going to, like I said, I made this variable for fire rate. So it's set at 3, which we found is a nice kind of easygoing version of it. And we can set it to 5 to make it a little more difficult. And once you kind of get the hang of this, you can go in and switch other variables depending on the type of difficulty that you want. So if you want to switch to harder difficulty, you can maybe change the speed as well. Or you can maybe change the number of lives. There's different things we can do here. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up an if-do logic. And we're going to use the input from, now for the difficulty, it is actually in joystick 0 and 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to set difficulty B, which you can't really see here. It's a little baby. Now that is the easy mode. That's novice mode. So if it's novice mode, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to duplicate this, and I'm going to set fire rate to 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set the player 1 sprite color, which is me, to that blue that he standardly starts on anyway. Pretty easy, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, and if it's difficulty A, which is hard, we're going to switch player rate to 5, and we're going to switch his color to, let's say, a nice fiery red. And then of course I want to change me up a little bit, so gameplay start or gameplay title screen up here, I want to set my color, which is player 0, or the main player's color, which is player 0. We're going to set that to, what should we set it to? I'd say a green, but green is the background color, so how about we set them to kind of a nice deathy gray. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so up here now, it's when it sets our players up, it's going to set to gray. Now, player 1 is already going to blue. Now, what we can do just to make sure of that, we can put this up here as well. That way we know when it's set like that, it'll go that way. So difficulty B and difficulty A are now set to where the player 1 fire rate will go to 3 for easy difficulty, and he'll be blue. If we kick his butt up to 5 and make him a little harder, it's going to go to red. Now, while we're doing this, before we test this, there's a bug that I found in my game. Now, let me explain. If you are playing, oh, how sweet does that look? That look good. I look good in that color, yeah. But if you're playing, and let's say you have some score, and the game ends. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can end the game. 1 life. Kill me! Ah. Okay, down to last life. On easy mode, it's harder to die than you might think. Ugh. Never tried so hard. There. Okay. Now it says, we're back at the title screen. It says score of 2. So when we start again, that score has not gone away. So what do we do about that? What we're going to do is up here when we set everything else, let's go ahead and score set to, and we'll put it here in the title screen. Score set to math 0. There. That should solve it. No, I'm not going to go through and try it right now. I know it works. But let's try this. Oh, now he's gone to expert mode and he's firing more, as you can see. Now if I turn it back down and I go back to novice, he's firing less, and he's really pretty blue. Isn't that lovely? Now, what else can we do with this? Let's play with this real quick. Yeah, let's try this. Let's come up here, and where we're setting all of this, let's set our background to, yeah, that nice tan color works. Now let's duplicate this for easy mode. Now let's duplicate it again for hard mode, and let's say to 40. I don't know the color codes right off the top of my head. There is a website that has the Batari Basic color codes along with a ton of other great information. I'll link it down there. I recommend you go check it out. But let's see. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Let's. Oh yeah. Okay, this looks kind of sick. I like this. Okay, so easy enough, huh? So what we've done now is we've corrected one of the bugs. It will reset the score back to 0. And we have set difficulty using switches and shown we can actually change the color of our players and our background just using switch states. So a lot of fun there. What I want to do on the next video is we're going to start going through things one at a time here. There's a couple of things I want to play around with. Background set pixel at 0 and 1. Now I just want to give you a quick show of what this the command looks like. You can either set it to clear, set, or flip, and it would be the pixel at this and this address. Now I've been playing around with this. I haven't got it to work just right yet, but it'll be one of the next things I work on. So that'll be, we'll probably do the next video on that. There's a couple other things I want to play with. I'll also show you more about switches in here and just using individual colors. He has gone ahead and like I had down here for it moving him completely randomly, you can actually set up now an X and Y random from 1 to 64 on X and on Y from 0 to 31. So that's awesome. That actually saves me a little bit of coding from stuff I had already done. And on the next one, I want to play a little bit with sound. So that's what's going to be coming in the next one. And I want to go through and start just playing with each of these blocks with you and showing what they do and how they kind of fit in with each other and what they, what they'll do. So, but for now, I think this is a good wrap up. This is a good spot to stop. Like I said, please go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate your input on all of this. And thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. And like I said, this will be up shortly. In fact, I'm going to save it right now. Save prod. Yeah, I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to put this on my Patreon for you guys for a little bit later. For any of you who want to join my Patreon, it's 99 cents or $1. That's it. That's all I'm ever going to charge. And I'll be putting all of my work files for this and other tutorials I do on other game developments will be up there along with a bunch of other stuff. Plus, I really like the support. It lets me go out and buy Coke Zero. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.